Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming to this hearing. Time shows 6 p.m., and I'll open the public hearing. This hearing is conducted by the Department of Facilities and Fleet Management for the City of New Bedford on the proposed rules and regulations governing the collection and disposal of solid waste and recyclables and the use of city facilities. This hearing is being conducted in accordance with the City of New Bedford ordinances, Section 2-9. My name is Ken Blanchard. I'm the Director of the Department of Facilities and Fleet Management. To my immediate left is Jane Medeiros Friedman, Assistant City Solicitor. To her left is Marissa Perez Dormitzer, Recycling Coordinator for the Greater New Bedford Regional Refuse Management District. And to her left is Carrie Morera, Administrative Assistant for the Department of Facilities and Fleet Management. The purpose of the public hearing is to receive comments and suggestions on the proposed rules and regulations. All comments will be reviewed before the rules and regulations are promulgated. This is the first time that these rules and regulations are being updated since January of 2008. This update is to make the rules and regulations consistent with the solid waste ordinances and also the current operation of the Department of Facilities and Fleet Management. At this time, I'll open the hearing. I'll at this time read into the record any written correspondence that I may have received prior to the hearing. There is no written correspondence, so I will open the hearing to oral comments from the people in the audience. What I ask is that if you wish to present a comment, you stand, clearly present your name and address, and speak clearly into the microphone. This hearing is being videotaped and will show on cable access at a later date. If there are any comments, anyone has any comments, this is the time. Anybody in the audience? Do you have questions or comments, Ken? Yep. Stand and please state your name and your address, please.
Ken Resendiz, 125 Holly Street in New Bedford. Towards the back of this booklet you got here, talks about the transfer station. Is it still up and running? Because somebody said it was like not running, there was no recyclable bins there now.
The transfer station is absolutely up and running. The recycle center is up and running.
Yeah.
It has been. There's been no interruption in the operation whatsoever.
So it's going to be like it used to be with the recyclables in the front?
The recyclables, if you go into the transfer station and go beyond the tipping floor and the scale area, the recyclables are down in the back where they've been for the last few years.
Right. That's where they're going to stay, or are they going to move to the front?
For the foreseeable future, they'll stay where they are.
That's they're going, because somebody had said that there was nothing there. That's why I was curious about whether they're going to move it around or not.
No, there's been no interruption, and I don't anticipate any either.
Okay. Now, it also said in here, what was it, about damage to the bins we have now, the new bins and stuff. What if it gets damaged being dumped? By the, like the cover gets busted up or something. Are we still going to be liable for that and have to buy a new one because of that, or?
No, if the cart is damaged during the tipping process, or if it's damaged by ABC Disposal, they're responsible for the replacement of the cart.
Okay. There was something else I wanted. We got here too late. I'll think of it as we go along there.
Okay.
Yeah, tick-tock.
Any other comments or questions? Going once. Ken?
The way things are now, right? People are supposed to call in for their mattresses and their furniture and all that stuff like that. It's not happening. I know. I guess after October 1st, there's going to be fines or whatever like that, I guess, issued if people leave this stuff. Because what I'm getting at right now, you drive around the city, and there's just, you can hardly take a street, at least in my end, in North End anyway, that there's not couches and chairs and mattresses and Just yesterday, I went down Sawyer Street from like Myrtle to Mitchell, and there was more, you could make a parlor set and bedroom set with the stuff that's out there, and it's all over are you going to have a truck like there used to be go around even without people calling and picking this stuff up? Because it's everywhere. The side streets, back lots, they're full of TVs and couches and mattresses and chairs. And what's going to happen with that, Kenny? That's what I want to know.
The enforcement component of the new program it was at first was slated to kick in October 1st, but I believe that Mayor Mitchell has decided, and I believe that there'll be a press release tomorrow on that, that he's going to extend the grace period for enforcement. However, that being said, the Board of Health is out there, and they are warning people that, or educating people that they need to call in for those things to be picked up. In the interim, ABC Disposal is picking up everything and anything that's out there for the time being. So once the enforcement component kicks in, the educational part of it, we hope that people will come to realize that they need to call ABC for appointments for those things.
Now that Fall River has lost their landfill, is Fall River putting any of their waste into the New Bedford, Crapo Hill?
I don't know what Fall River, they're not going to Crapo Hill. I'm not sure what their arrangements are in Fall River.
Because they're still in contract with ABC too.
No, I don't believe they are. I don't believe they're contracting with ABC. They have their own trucks, don't they, Marissa?
We do, for collection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know who's hauling. I don't know where they're, I don't know what, to be honest with you, I don't know what their arrangement is, but it's got nothing to do with New Bedford.
Yeah, because I know Dartmouth now has to haul all this to Taunton.
They're going to Taunton, right? Yeah. I'm not sure what
I
Fall
was
River's going to
wondering
do.
if Fall River was putting their trash and recyclables, in their plastics and stuff into New Bedford.
No, they're not going to Crapo Hill, no.
Okay,
All right?
good enough.
Go ahead, Ken.
One more. There you go, Mike.
Oh, well. Are they still taking waste oil, motor oil?
Yeah, absolutely.
And they're still going to keep doing that?
Yep, absolutely.
I think that's something you should kind of push, because few people have barely ached about when they change your own oil and stuff, that either they're too lazy to take it back to where they got it from, or they're just trying to get rid of it. I know a couple of people have done what they're not supposed to do, and like with the empty quart bottles, the oil there, you should probably try and do something, make it more known that they are taking the waste oil still.
We've been taking waste oil for years. I mean, no matter how well you advertise it,
Yeah, I know.
there are going to be people, Kenny, they're just not going to do the right thing no matter
Talking on the
what.
wall no matter what.
Cooking oil, still got that there too?
Yeah. Nothing at the transfer station, nothing at the recycle drop-off center has changed from before June 23rd, except for the fact that we're down to a single container because we're going to single stream, and of course the rigid is missing, which I'll take care of that tomorrow. I apologize for that. But other than that, nothing has changed. We still take all the same things, and it's all free. So, people should be taking advantage of it, and that's how it's going to help this program work. So, you haven't called me in months.
Because I missed you so much. I think you ought to try and reach out to the landlord association again too. With change, you're moving things a little bit around here, because, I know you reached out to them before. I was there when you were there, but there's a lot of people that just aren't doing this, and they should make another effort to reach out to their tenants and stuff. Ron Oliveras and Economos and them other guys and the other people to get these people more aware or something. Put a copy of it in a house or something, on the front door or something, so they know, or something. But
every couple of weeks we have a meeting in my office of the recycle. We call it the recycle meeting, and it involves ABC and myself and Marissa and Scott from the district and Mag and the Board of Health. And we spoke about that at the last meeting, as a matter of fact, which was last week, Marissa, right? And that's what we said, is that we would continue to go to the neighborhood associations and to the landlord association meetings and continue to update them and interact with them as the program unfolds. So we just discussed that very thing. That was a good idea you had.
Do you have any other ideas? Because you're involved in the community, so do you have ideas for reaching out to people?
No, I mean, I don't know how you're gonna, what to do more than what you've done. I mean, it's just without, tattooing on their forehead or something like that to get the message out. But if people just, they're just either slow to learn it, a lot of them just don't care. And that's the bottom line. It's gonna be, and in the end, it's gonna be the landlords that are gonna take it in the face, because when you start passing out the fines, these tenants aren't doing their job. I mean, the landlord can only do so much. I mean, they're supposed to be out there responsible for their properties and stuff, but when you got, this amount of people that just don't want to get it.
Well, make sure that you keep extending an invitation to us to go to the Bullitt Street Neighborhood Association meeting and the Far North End meeting, and, we'll keep going out there and we'll keep pounding it, and people will get it, we'll get it.
I don't really think it's, I mean, I know the neighborhood groups, we want to know what's going on, but I don't think, we're really, because the people that come to the meetings are kind of on top of that. You know what I mean? They're always picking on people, always turning people in or whatever, or getting on people, but.
It's like the people that do the right thing with their oil.
Yeah.
Correct.
There you go. That's
Yeah.
what the storm drain's for, right?
Yeah.
Kenny, you said that Sharman Avenue, the recycle center is open even on Saturdays now, right?
Yes.
And you said it's going to be the same as it was? I was up there a couple of Saturdays ago, and none of the takeoffs were there for, like, the big bulky hard plastics.
There should be a container there for the rigid plastics. Everything else is single stream, so there's only one
Right.
container there.
But there was no, unless you throw it in the single stream container.
There should be a separate container.
There should be,
for
yeah.
what we call rigid
There were,
I'll check.
all the takeoffs that used to be there
Yeah.
were all gone.
Well,
The only thing that was there was, for the brush and stuff like that, and the oil shed was still there.
Well, there was a container there for single stream recyclables, for paper, plastics, cans, bottles, and all that.
I'm talking about though, if you got
But just the
big,
rigids.
heavy, rigid plastic.
Yeah,
stuff.
I'm surprised, if that's not there, then that's my mistake, and I'll make sure I correct that. There should be a container there for rigids.
Right, that's what I
Absolutely.
said, there wasn't nothing that big there for
Yeah,
that.
all right, well, I appreciate that, I'll take care of
I
it.
seen the styrofoam, for the bulky stuff and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then, do we still take computers up there and stuff?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely,
That trailer's
electronics.
still there, right?
Everything is compressed, because we got rid of a lot of the containers, because you have to
Right.
separate now.
Right.
So everything's compressed toward the old incinerator building.
Yeah.
But everything is still there, and the rigid plastics container,
Yeah, because I had an old hose, big heavy hose, plastic, all
Yeah.
plastic thing.
Yeah.
That's rigid plastic, and I wanted to get rid of it, but I didn't know if the guy would take it in the truck or not, because it's, kind of big.
sure. Yeah, I'll look into that, I appreciate it, Bob, I'm sorry
Okay.
about that, I
Yeah, no
apologize for
problem.
that, but I'll look into it.
Have you gotten any smaller containers too?
We have 35-gallon containers that, we've reserved for elderly or for people that
How
are,
do you go about getting them?
phone call to my office.
Okay,
Yep, that's all you gotta do. Well, you remember the number, but take a card, take a business card. All you gotta do is make a phone call to the office. We'll make sure we get that done for you.
okay.
All right? Anything else? Hearing none, I'll close the hearing at this time. All the comments and questions that were received here tonight will be considered prior to the promulgation of the rules and the regulations. I thank you all for coming. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.